This economy car is hiding 450 horsepower where the back seats should be. This is the Peugeot 205 T16, and almost nothing about it is what it seems. It's 1981. Jean Todt, a former rally co-driver who just finished second in the World Rally Championship, walks into Peugeot headquarters as the new director of Peugeot Sport. He has one plan: don't take an existing car and make it fast. Build a purpose-designed race car from scratch, then wrap it in the body of Peugeot's little economy hatchback. By July 1982, the car is already in a wind tunnel. By November, the first shell is assembled. By February 1983, Peugeot unveils the 205 Turbo 16 to the world. It looks like a 205. The roof is a 205. Some of the glass is from a 205. Everything else is a lie. The engine is behind the driver. The drivetrain sends power to all four wheels. The chassis is a bespoke, tubular steel space frame that shares nothing with the hatchback on your local dealer's lot. Group B rules said you needed to build 200 road-legal cars to go racing. Peugeot built exactly that: 200 mid-engine, all-wheel drive road cars with a Peugeot 205 badge on the front, the most outrageous homologation special of the era. Under the bodywork, here's what Peugeot Sport actually built: a 1075cc inline four-cylinder engine, turbocharged. In the original T16, it made around 350 horsepower, enough to be dangerous, not yet enough to dominate. The car debuted mid-season in 1984, and Ari Vatanen, one of the fastest rally drivers alive, immediately won 3 of the 5 rallies he entered: the 1000 Lakes, San Remo, the Iraq Rally, 3 wins from 5 starts. But Todt wasn't satisfied. He knew the competition, Audi's Quattro, Lancia's 037, and the incoming Delta S4, was evolving fast. So Peugeot did what Group B teams did best. They evolved faster. The Evolution 2 arrived in 1985. The bodywork was redesigned, wider, more aggressive, a rear wing that meant business. The engine was remapped, the turbo upgraded, the intercooling improved. Power climbed to 450 horsepower, 491 newton meters of torque from a 1.8-liter four-cylinder. To put that in perspective, you're making supercar power from an engine the size of a modern Civic's, except this engine is sitting behind your head, screaming at full boost on a narrow mountain road in Corsica, and you're doing 190 kilometers per hour through a forest. That's Group B. 1985 is the year the 205 T16 stops being impressive and starts being inevitable. Timo Salonen takes the wheel as lead driver, and the Finn is relentless. Rally after rally, Greece, New Zealand, Argentina, Finland, the Peugeot is there at the front. But the season almost unravels. In Argentina, Ari Vatanen is flat out in 5th gear. When the 205 hits a mud hole at 190 kilometers per hour, the car launches off the road. It rolls 5 times. Vatanen fractures his lumbar spine, shatters his tibia. His co-driver Terry Harriman breaks a cervical vertebra. Both are airlifted out by the team helicopter. Vatanen will spend 18 months recovering, not just from the injuries, but from the depression that follows. He won't race again until 1987. But the car doesn't stop. Salonen absorbs the pressure. He drives the rest of the season like a man possessed. By the end of 1985, Timo Salonen is World Rally Champion. Peugeot wins the manufacturer's championship. The 205 T16, barely a year into its competitive life, owns the sport. Then 1986 starts, and a young Finn named Juha Kankkunen steps into the Evolution 2. Kankkunen is cold, precise, and devastatingly fast. He picks up where Salonen left off. Rally wins pile up. Bruno Sabi wins the Tour de Corse. The Peugeot factory operation is a machine, and Jean Todt is running it with the discipline he'll later make famous at Ferrari. By the time the dust settles, Kankkunen is World Rally Champion. Peugeot takes a second consecutive manufacturer's title, 16 wins from 28 starts, back-to-back championships, the most successful Group B car ever built. And then Group B dies. In May 1986, Henri Toivonen and his co-driver Sergio Cresto are killed when their Lancia Delta S4 crashes and burns during the Tour de Corse. The FIA has seen enough. Group B, the most extreme, most spectacular, most dangerous era of rally racing, is banned, effective end of season. The 205 T16 is at the peak of its development, 450 horsepower, all-wheel drive, back-to-back champion, and the rulebook simply ceases to exist underneath it. Most cars would have ended there. The regulations that made you are gone. Time to go to a museum. The 205 T16 went to the Sahara Desert instead. Jean Todt redirected the entire Peugeot sport operation toward the Paris-Dakar Rally. Ari Vatanen, back from 18 months of recovery, his spine held together with metal, climbed into a modified 205 T16 Grand Raid and drove it across the African continent. In January 1987, Vatanen won the Dakar Rally in a 205 T16s. The following year, the Dakar turned into one of the strangest stories in motorsport. Vatanen was leading again, this time in a newer Peugeot 405 T16, when his car was stolen, physically taken. A ransom demand followed, 25 million francs for the return of the car. Vatanen was disqualified for not making the stage start time. His teammate, Juha Kankkunen, who calmly drove the 205 T16 to victory. Back-to-back Dakar wins, first Vatanen, then Kankkunen, mirroring the WRC titles they'd shared 2 years before. Chu and Jean Todt, he took the management blueprint he'd perfected at Peugeot Sport, the discipline, the driver management, the engineering focus, the ruthless pursuit of championships, and carried it to Maranello. In 1993, Todt became team principal of Scuderia Ferrari. By 2000, Michael Schumacher was winning the first of 5 consecutive world championships. The seeds of Ferrari's greatest dynasty were planted in a French rally workshop, testing a hatchback that wasn't really a hatchback. Today, a road-legal Peugeot 205 T16, one of those 200 homologation cars, is worth a fortune. The mid-engine layout, the all-wheel drive system, the raw engineering ambition, it was years ahead of its time. Group B may be gone, but the philosophy behind the 205 T16, build the fastest thing you can, then make it look like something ordinary, lives on in every homologation special ever made since. 1,175 cubic centimeters, 450 horsepower, 16 World Rally Championship wins, 2 drivers' titles, 2 manufacturers' titles, the Dakar, and the badge that says Peugeot 205, the same name as the car your grandmother drove to the shops. The 205 T16 didn't just win in the most dangerous era of motorsport. It outlasted the era entirely. The rulebook died. The car kept winning. That's not a rally car. That's a legend at its absolute peak.